that we're tracking. Let's get right to it and show you the areas we're concerned about the most, highlighted in red, but don't discount those other showers and thunderstorms shaded in orange. And that threat spreads all the way from the upper Midwest across the South, Ohio Valley, Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. But in particular, Memphis, Nashville and Birmingham. We'll talk about the mechanism driving this severe threat, and a separate one here, Kansas City, Oklahoma City into Abilene, where they're also battling the heat. So a lot of big extreme weather stories today. Moist, unstable air. No surprise, if you stepped outside, you know exactly what that feels like. But that system is moving off to the east. We say weaken, but there's still enough there to produce those showers and thunderstorms. As we go through the rest of the day today, that boundary is going to push to the north, and that's also going to shift that severe threat, especially later this afternoon and into the evening hours. Water vapor imagery shows a lot of the players on the map. You see that flare up right there, but you also have an old boundary that is pushing off to the south. That's going to help initiate some of those showers and thunderstorms in this area, especially as we go through the day today. And you get a good idea of that outline right there, all that pushing off to the south. There you go, the boxes in green showing those flash flood warnings. That's where we're seeing some of that heavy rain doing a number on the waterways and the roadways, even after the rain has left. But then we have this little thunderstorm right now for Ocmulgee County here. Morris, it includes you until 8:30 Central Time. This is north of I-40 right now, but as it pushes off to the south, be aware there may be some hail, a lot of lightning, and some very heavy rainfall. That is going to be a concern through the rest of the day. Let's give you a quick timing and show you by later on this afternoon into the evening hours. That complex begins to move to the south, and then you have the daytime heating with those showers and the thunderstorms. Along with that, there's a lot. Jim, thank you. Dr. Greg Postel here, and as he mentioned, it takes one. And we have one area that certainly has been with us, in the abstract, if you will, for like the last week and a half.
Right. It's kind of existed in the ether of the numerical model prediction space. That's kind of a lot of words for. The models have been telling us that something is going to be likely developing in this region. That doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I think there's enough information there to extract from and say we need to pay close attention to this, because there are a lot of other signals in place that suggest, yeah, it could very well do it. And right in this area where we don't have anything going on right now, Marie, you were saying that this 50% chance is really over the next 5 days. And in the next 2 days, there's really not much going to be happening. It's more like days 3, 4, and 5. And
that's important to keep in mind. It is the time scale here, that it is weighted on the later half of that outlook period, if you will.
Right. And the shape of this development area is interesting because it also does give you an idea of what might come of this possible development and the way and the direction that it might evolve, right? Because you're not seeing the development shape down here, you're not seeing it over here, you're kind of seeing it in some kind of swath about like that. So what we're saying is that what may indeed develop here will probably be on a west or a northwestern path. Let's call it an area of low pressure for now. There's no way the models can get a tropical development right at this kind of distance from next week. But we're looking at a place right now that is very hostile for development, right over the Yucatan and parts of Central America. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. But by next week, some of the models have an area of low pressure here. Some of the models have an area of low pressure there. If you live on the northern Gulf Coast, watch out because, stormy weather may be on the way next week.
Yeah, you talk about that window of opportunity. All right, stay with us.
The atmosphere is opening up the window.
Yes.